Congressman Matt Gaetz, member of the House Judiciary, Armed Services Committees, and far more. Congressman, great to have you with us. I do not know what to make of Adam Schiff unless what you see is precisely what you get. He is without conscience.
Some time ago, Adam Schiff wrote a report. The mainstream media peddled it. The Democrats parroted it. And today, we now know that the Inspector General has given it a failing grade. Adam Schiff told us that there was no FISA abuse. He told us that all of the exculpatory evidence was presented to the court. And he said that this dirty dossier, this political opposition research, was not the central piece of evidence allowing our government to spy on elements of the Trump campaign. All of those things are now proven lies. And it begs the question, Lou, why would the American people believe a single thing Adam Schiff says going forward when he has a demonstrated history of lying and then getting caught lying, which almost never happens in the Beltway of Washington?
You're exactly right. Very seldom have we seen documented evidence demonstrating that a sitting congressman is just a liar, and he's 2 for 2. Where do we go from here? This is, first of all, I want to stipulate this is an impeachment that will go nowhere if indeed it moves to a vote. It is a farce. It is a sad, tragic farce, but a farce. How do you work with these people, the Schiffs, the Pelosi's? What is Congress once you have a divide like this? Because it is rank ignorance, and the Democrats have become purely a party of hate and lies.
It is deeply disappointing that they even step back from some of their own ideas. When Barack Obama was president, Adam Schiff had legislation to reform the FISA process, to have the opinions published to give the president more authority to appoint the judges. And now, when I filed Schiff's own bill, he opposed it. He wouldn't stand behind his own legislation because it was then embraced by a Republican. So I think that the only real way to cleanse this town of the corruption and lies that these specific Democrats have put upon us is the upcoming election. We need to sweep them out with the vote and then hopefully try to rebuild a Congress worthy of our great country.
The unity of the House Republicans surprised me, frankly. I don't know if you were surprised, but I was shocked when you all came together, stood up against lies, and the radical Dems, their expression, what this is an expression of hatred, and stood with the president.
Well, and it worked,
It was
Lou.
amazing.
It worked. I mean, if you look at the recent polling that's come out from Quinnipiac, from other institutions, you see that Democrats are now down double digits with independent voters. So there's no dispute over the last 2 weeks. Democrats have lost the debate. They're going to win the vote on impeachment. They will lose on removal, and then they will lose the 2020 election.
Your thoughts about Comey and his acknowledgement, at least, if not his contrition?
Jim Comey stood before our committee and said that the FBI followed the book, that they did everything the American people would have wanted of them, and that is totally bogus. Where they didn't have sufficient evidence, they made it up. They changed and altered documents before a court. That is very serious. And then when they had evidence that was exculpatory, that proved that there wasn't this grand criminal conspiracy, they hid that evidence. They sat on it and they didn't allow the court to be able to review it. So in both instances, they put their thumb on the scale. Now, I disagree with the Inspector General when he said that it wasn't political bias animating this, because look, they either did this in every case or they only did it with Trump. If they only did it with Trump, then that is proof of bias. And if they did it in other cases, God help us, Lou.
Well, God help us anyway, because we've got an FBI that isn't what we thought it was. We have a Justice Department that needs to be restored, and God help us, William Barr looks like the man to get it done. And what a
he's really after
what a challenge he faces. Congressman, always good to see you. Thanks so much. Congressman Matt Gaetz.